See, okay, and the goal is to get a wood burning stove. Actually just got a mini wood burning stove, a tent stove, in the mail today. I tested that out, burned off any factory grease. I cooked some lunch, cooked some turkey burgers, cooked some green beans on it, had a nice little lunch, and I'm going to try it out in the tent tomorrow. I'm waiting for a tent jack to come in the mail. It's supposed to come in the mail within the next few hours. So we're waiting on our tent jack. Let's get some logs. We bust this one up real fast. And we got a few axes here. Beautiful. Okay. We're not just going to split that one. See if we can. I want to get this little awkward. Oh shit. Hit my camera there. Little awkward little piece off of there. But we splitting wood. I make sure our camera angle is good. All right. We split wood today. And I just finished cooking on a brand new tent stove that I just got in the mail today. Okay, got it in the mail early this morning, first thing this morning, and I tested it out. I tested out the tent stove versus the rocket stove, and the tent stove outperformed the rocket stove that I had. All right, I don't consider that rocket stove a true rocket stove because it didn't perform like one. It was advertised as one. It looks like one. It's shaped like one, but the tent stove outperformed it. All right, if y'all want to see what that looked like, I'll give y'all a show. It's right behind where I got the camera, and I still got both of them set up side by side, my rocket stove and my wood burning tent stove. So, man, that's really what I do it for. What I do this for, chopping up all this wood so I can get a wood burning stove. I want to get a wood burning stove in the house. I bought the tent stove, which is a mini wood burning stove. Cook lunch on it. Cook turkey burgers and green beans. Toasted the bread and everything on them. So I tested them side by side, the rocket stove versus the tent stove. You know, if you wasn't on a live, I did a live with it. If y'all wasn't on a live, which one y'all think performed better, the tent stove or the rocket stove? Axe of choice today, Council 5. Council 5. If you're not familiar, it's not a really expensive axe. This is maybe about 70 bucks on Amazon. Beautiful. But we had a good cook. Cooked a nice little lunch. I broke in that wood burning stove. Beautiful. Broke it in, burnt off all the factory grease and stuff. Yeah, man, we did good. That was cool. That was a good experience. Nice. I want to break this down just a little bit more. Like, this is perfect for wood and burning in a wood burning stove, but I just want a little bit smaller so it can dry a little bit quicker. Okay. But yeah, what y'all think about splitting wood? Is splitting wood by hand, is that a lost art? Is this too much of a task for you? Is paying $1,000 to $3,000 or more dollars worth it for you to buy a log splitter versus splitting it by hand? What you think? And everything you see here is all green wood. You know, it's all cut within the last week or two. Fresh cut logs. These are super heavy, all hardwood. None of this is softwood, so it's all oak, you know, red oak, white oak, and maple. Maybe a black locust or two, maybe. Axe of choice for the day. So we got two Fiskars, we got a Husky, and then we got the Council 5. It's my axe. It's my preference right here. Council 5. All right. It's my axe of preference. Wood handle axe. All right. This is the profile right here. Council 5. It's my axe of preference right now. I'm running a budget axe, $70 axe, $70 splitting axe. That's the profile axe of choice, Council 5. Let me know what y'all think. We got the Fiskars Maul right there. We got the Fiskars X27, and then I got a Husky axe right there. All right, so I got a couple different axes right there, but I'm running the Council 5. That's my preference. What we working on, boss? Y'all, Speculum Richie, man, the mechanic. I appreciate you. We just splitting wood, man. Just keeping with the task of split wood because I gotta have enough to heat the home, man. All right. So y'all see, I'm getting through this wood. I'm getting through it. And if anybody's familiar or not familiar, I'm gonna start collecting all this sawdust. Y'all see all that sawdust right there? I just found out about making briquettes out of sawdust and paper or cardboard. So I'm going to be starting to save a lot of that cardboard and sawdust. So a lot of the scrap mail, cardboard from ordering packages and such, ordering stuff like this right here, axes, whatever I get in the mail, I'm going to start saving all the cardboard and we're going to make briquettes. But yeah, now we busting up logs here. So y'all see all these logs? All right, we busting up all these logs into firewood. All right, got a lot more firewood. Everything split by hand. Everything split by hand. All right, we got a lot of this stuff. We got 30 to 40 inch rounds right here. Hit that like and subscribe button for me. And I'm making cords. All right, y'all see these cords? All split by hand. These are all split by hand, putting in that work. All right, so I'm using pallets. I'm getting the pallets from the job. I'm using welded wire fencing. All right, this is welded wire fencing that I got. Same welded wire fencing that I use to make my food forest and grow my food with. Okay, so this is part of my such. You know, we got food growing in here. All right, just put out some onions, bunch of onions and stuff. You see them out there, kale, cabbage, fruit trees, currants, all that good stuff. Got a bunch of fruit trees and such out there. All right, but then that same welded wire fencing, I'm wrapping around this wood right here. So I'm making my cords. All right, PVC coated welded wire fencing, and then we're just clasping it with the welded wire fencing itself. So that's how we're keeping it attached. So I didn't need to use anything exterior beside the fencing. All right, no zip ties needed. Just the welded wire fencing, the wood, and the pallet. I didn't pay for the pallets. Got the pallets for free. I got the wood for free, and then we're just using, you know, you see, free pallet wood, free pallets, free wood. Got the wood for free. Companies are always trying to take down trees. People are always paying to take down trees that they don't want. Free hardwood, all oak, maple. All right, and now we're stacking another one. So we got 1 cord, 2 cords, 3 cord. We're working on the 4th cord right now. So we're making a 4th cord of wood. All right, I got a nice little head start. So I've been busting up these logs. Sometimes I bust them up off camera. All right, everything doesn't need to be filmed. I come out here every day and put in some work, whether it be a little bit or a lot. Come out here every day and put some work in. It's part of my chores. I'm the man in the house. I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, so let's get back to it. All right, what's going on? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Log splitter all day. Okay. Oh, he said log splitter. All right, you use your log splitter. I'm gonna swing by hand. Swing the X27. Okay, I'll swing both. I'll do both. All right, $100 bills stacked high is what I see all day for sure. Definitely. Speculum Richie, the mechanic, man. I appreciate you, man. $400. Okay, yeah, that's what I've been getting, man. That's what I've been seeing a lot. You know, between whether it's seasoned or unseasoned, I know that makes a big difference. I know time of year makes a big difference. I know demographic, you know, where you live, it's actually needed, makes a big difference in what you can, the cords of wood. But, you know, stacking until people need it, and, you know, and being reliable, I know it all makes a big difference. Okay, but I've been busting this wood up. I see making, you know, waiting a week or so makes a big difference in how well it splits. And everything I have is fresh. fresh green wood. You know, waiting that week or two really makes a big difference in how easily this splits. You know, not shooting for the center cuts makes a difference, but also that week or two wait where it's not so wet on the outside, because when I cut it fresh and I go to chop it right after I cut it, a lot of times that axe bounces right off. There's so much moisture that it bounces right off, and I really have to be strategic and put a lot more energy into my strikes. So I wait a week or two, and a lot more moisture is depleted from the outside of the log, and I can just go right in and get nice, really good, like easy cuts, and I'm going maybe about 40%, if that. It makes my job a lot easier, and I can be out here a lot longer. It's a lot more sustainable. All right, I'm not going hard at all. Easy cuts. And when I'm not swinging so hard, if I happen to overstrike, like I just did, I hit part blade and part of the handle, my axe is not as likely to break. So I could put a lot less strength, a lot less effort, and I put a lot less strain on the axe handle. Right. So the drier the wood is, or if you wait at least a week or two, it makes a big difference. Like I said, I'm swinging at oak and maple, so it's all hardwood. But yeah, when I'm able to swing a lot less hard, my axe handle could take a lot more of a beating, or there's a lot more extensive use in the handle. I don't have to go shoot to the store, go get another handle, and then have to rehang it because I swung so hard that I broke it. That's just my experience, man. I'm not an axe specialist. I'm just giving you my experience, what I'm going through. All right. And this is heavy. These are heavy rounds, like super heavy. It's a lot of moisture in here, but it's sat for a week or two. All right. Look at that. Count that. Count it. Count it. That's a split right there. And we're just gonna chip away, little by little. I'm not shooting for center cuts all the time, just chipping away. Easy work. You can tell by the way I'm swinging, I'm not putting much effort in this. Not at all. Look at that. Not at all. Swinging like a child right now. This is child's play. Swinging like a child at this wood. You'd almost think that this wood was seasoned and dry. It's not even close. Now I super half-assed that one just to, see what I can get away with. I mean, it cracked it. It just didn't split it. All right. But this is child's play, man. I can't even front. It's child's play right here. Everything splitting every time. Unless we got like a super knotty log, yeah, we splitting every time. Yeah. And I want to keep like breaking these down more and more so that they dry even quicker. Now, these are good pieces. These are perfect pieces. I can't deny it. All right. I'm getting ready to stack up my gorilla cart and then bring them back there and start stacking another cord. I've been averaging splitting a whole cord in 4 hours from start to finish, from putting down a fresh pallet, bringing out the logs, like, oh, right here, boom, fresh log, from start to finish, fresh log, smack the axe in here. I mean, that's cracked. We cracked ass on that one right there. If I like probably smacks it down, it might, it's all good. But point being, from start to finish, from axe into the first log, from laying down the pallet, wrapping it around, a whole cord in 4 hours. We're gonna split it this time. A whole cord in 4 hours. And if I can get a cord in 4 hours and then only try to do a cord a day, and it takes average 5 to 6 cores to heat my home for the year, I can get enough wood chopped in 5 or 6 days. I don't need a log splitter. So for the people that are like, get a log splitter, you need a log splitter. No, you need a log splitter. I don't need a log splitter. Not knocking a man that does prefer it and uses it. I just don't need it, that's all. My preference is getting out here, putting that work in myself. Getting my hands dirty. You know, putting in that work. Understanding my wood, learning my wood, smelling it, getting used to it, understanding like, what that smell like? What does this oak smell like versus pine? How does that oak react versus pine? How does cutting a fresh log, after, splitting a fresh log after cutting it versus splitting it 2 weeks from then? A week out from splitting a log versus 2 weeks out from splitting a log. What's the difference? All right. And that's why I'm recommending you, if you're somebody that's just getting into it, which that's me, just getting into it. But I do possess the ability of keen observation. What am I noticing? I'm noticing that I cut my rounds. I don't want to split my rounds for 2 weeks. I prefer giving it 2 weeks. A week at best. I mean, a week at least. But if I can give it 2 weeks, 2 weeks is what I'm going to give it. I'd rather let my rounds sit for 2 weeks, whether it's raining or not. 2 weeks is good to where I can come out here and be sustainable with the amount of wood that I'm cutting. And I can come out here and cut a whole cord in 4 hours and not even feel it, not be out of breath, none of that. Look at this. That's a child's swing right there. Now this is a perfect cut. It's a really good cut, but I'm seeing if I can split some of them just a little bit more. I gotta slice of that one. Let's see if I can cut that one more time. All right, we're just trying to cut them down just a little bit more so I can get them to dry quicker. I really don't want to have to wait 3 years for this oak to dry. Okay, but I don't mind it. Come out here, get some strength training in, and come out here for some cardio. Come out here and aim to get a little bit more skillful every day in cutting wood. I just got my wood burning stove, my first one. Not for the home, but my tent. Just got my first wood burning stove, but it's a tent wood burning stove. All right, I burned off the factory grease. I'll show it to you in a second. Burned off the factory grease and the chemicals that come from the factory, and that thing performed amazing. I want to show y'all, okay? So look, right here, right in my driveway. All right, so I did a live just a little while ago, and we were testing this rocket stove right here. I had this rocket stove for maybe 3-4 years now. I was testing this rocket stove right here. All right, testing this rocket stove versus this tent stove, this wood burning stove over here, and it's still hot. Y'all see that? You can see the coals still in it. Coals are still hot. You can see that right there. Just cooking on there. I made lunch, made some turkey burgers, some green beans. All right, toasted the bread, brought out the cast iron and the stainless steel. Just finished cooking on them and compared them versus each other. All right, so yeah, now we getting busy. That's my first wood burning stove that I call a wood burning stove. I mean, this is technically a wood burning stove, but this is my first wood burning stove where we can close this up. Let me put this cap. Let me take this cap out of here. We can close that up, put the cap in on there, and then keep that fully enclosed. And it's like that. I'm not getting smoke in my face. But this is my first one that I have like that with a box, a storage box like that. That's my first one that's like that one. And then we get one for the house, the inside the house this year too. But y'all see all that wood? I got a lot of work to do. Okay, Edward, have a great evening. Okay, appreciate you fellas. Appreciate y'all. Okay, we got work to do. All right, I would be uncomfortable pricing it in North Carolina right now with $7.67 a gallon for gas. Yeah, all right. That little stove is making me jelly. I want one now. Yeah, I think, yo, look, check this out. I paid $130. That's the, what's the brand on that one, man? I'll give y'all the brand on Amazon. I wouldn't bring it in the house. That's the only thing. Because of carbon monoxide, I wouldn't bring it in the house. But as long as you willing to run it as like a tent stove or just running it outside, you just want to cook outside and just don't want all that smoke in your face. The one on Amazon, Y Rans, right there, tent stove. You look that one up, $130. Man, it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny right now. As of right now, all right, you know, I haven't ran it for too long. This is my first time running it today. When we was burning off all that factory oil or factory grease or whatever that, you know, whatever business chemicals that we don't want on there today. And I'm happy. I'm super happy with the purchase. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to bring out my tent. I ain't brought out my tent in a couple years, but I'm going to bring out my tent tomorrow morning and I'm going to run that stove in the tent. You know, I'm going to open up the tent because my wood burning stove tent jack, it should be here between 5 and 10 p.m. tonight. So I'm going to either sew or glue the tent, the jack, so that my wood burning stove flue can go outside the tent, because my tent doesn't have a hole for the wood burning stove. So I'm going to cut a hole, put the tent jack on there that I ordered, that's supposed to come within the next hour or so, next couple hours. I'm going to sew that on there or glue it on there, and then tomorrow I'm coming outside, I'm going to be in my tent and we're going to cook inside the tent and we're going to film it. All right, like we in the woods or in the wilderness. We're going to simulate that. Okay, back to business. Back to business. We got work to do. This is green wood. All right, I still got dry wood. I was cutting, you know, either dry, fully dry or semi-dry wood today. It's all good. It all burned smooth. And that tent stove, that thing runs amazing. That thing runs amazing, man. I love that thing now. And that just made me more convicted in getting a wood burning stove for inside the house. How efficient I was, how easy I was able to cook with it. And that thing, it was actually cooking just the way I needed to. I fed it and I just started to understand it, like, okay, feeding it and how much I need to keep the vent open. And I ran a fully open the damper. I didn't have the damper attached today because I need to tighten that damper up. So the damper was off today. I just ran, you know, just toggling with the vent being open and just seeing how I want it and how much wood I want to put in for how hot I want it to run. That thing ran smooth. I know if I want to boil water, yeah, fill that box up more. Get that fire going, fill that box up with that hardwood. And that fire is going to rage. All right, just trying to understand the stove, man. Just looking to understand and then execute. You know, learn the product, learn the tool, then execute. All right, everything went smooth today. I made my turkey burgers. I brought them into the family, added cheese on it, added some pickles on there, toasted the bread. I brought out the stainless steel, and I did them side by side. I did it live, side by side. Rocket stove, tent stove, cast iron, stainless steel. Ran them both. And then I did a second batch of burgers the first batch of burgers was on the cast iron, second batch of burgers was on the stainless steel. And then I went over to the stainless steel for the burgers and seeing how they cook. They both cook good, but cast iron, yeah, no, cast iron is my preference. And I don't do stainless steel pans, not stainless steel, non-stick. I don't do non-stick pans. All right. Busting down. Let's turn up. We gotta move a little bit quicker. All right, we got work to do. Got a lot of wood to cut. I got a lot of cords to get through. Because all this wood right here in my yard, I gotta get through it. Because I'm not just cutting this so that I can heat the home, although that's the goal. I know, is to turn this into a little bit of a extra source of income, a secondary income. Not looking to get rich off of this. That's not likely, but a secondary source of income for sure. Bossing down. Nice. And I prefer, so look, somebody was like, use the, let me see, I gotta stick this. Somebody told me to use the X27. I'll use the X27, the Fiskars. It's cool. It's good. It's real good, actually. I can't complain about it. I like it. Is it my preferred axe? No. It does amazing. It does good. It's just not my preferred axe after using some different axes. When I didn't have anything else, you know, it absolutely does the job. Absolutely does the job. Why is it not my preference anymore? I'm a wood handle axe man. I'm a traditional type of dude, which maybe goes without saying because I'm hand splitting wood. I'm a traditional type of guy, you know. Oh, there's a knot in there. I mean, you could tell this is knotty for sure. This is knotty. This is knotty wood. But I'm gonna bust it up regardless. We gotta get one more cut out of here. Okay? Let me see. It's awesome. Cotton. No, I don't know if you mean cottonwood. Is that what you mean, cotton? I don't know what he means by cotton. All right. Jump to conclusions. I don't know if he's saying cottonwood. This is oak wood, maple wood. Whew. This is a knotty piece, but I'm gonna get one more split out of here so we can have that and stack that. Come on now. That piece slid off of there. Come on. We're not gonna let this wood defeat us. I come out here like with a chip on my shoulder, like, no, I'm not letting knots get the best of me. There we go. Bust it down. This is cool. I don't mind stacking this. I'll burn it. As long as it's dry, I'll burn it. It doesn't have to be uniform. I'm not that like picky of a dude. Let's get another piece, another round. Next one. Next. Doesn't matter. But yeah, somebody asked me, say, use that X27. I'll use it. I'm not. It's a good axe, man. This has a good profile. Okay? I'm not going to act like it doesn't have a good profile. And it should outlast you. All right? The X27 right here. A really good splitting profile. This is the Council 5 right here. But I prefer the Council 5. And I prefer a wood handle. All right? I done been burned by that fiberglass handle already. If you don't know, that fiberglass handle can and will burn you. If you don't know what I mean, you ain't been burnt. I've been burnt by that handle before. I don't like it. Like, I feel like the Fiskars Mall is overkill. Maybe I'll bring out the X27 for something like real particular. Like, I don't want to have to worry about overswing. I want to hit just a certain point. I want to get that knot. But no, I don't see it. Like, outside of content, I'm probably always going to use something like this: a wooden handle, Council 5. I'm going to get the Council 6. That's happening. Slight miss. That Council 6, I want that one. And then maybe, you know, I might find myself buying a couple more expensive novelty pieces years down the line. But right now, I'm happy with this right here. That Council 5 that's work. That Council 5 is work right there. This is easy work. Easy work. Come on. Easy work. This is hardwood. You know? 2 weeks out from being cut. Light work. You can be like, I'm so sure in cutting these rounds, letting it dry for 2 weeks, I'm so sure in cutting it that I'll swing and start walk. As I'm swinging, I'll start walking towards it because I already know it's going to get cut. Just pick it back up and fix it. It's like I already know it's going to cut because that 2 week wait makes a huge difference. Huge difference. I don't hear enough people talking about that. For some reason, I don't know, man. I cut it. I split that log. I don't want to see that wood for another 2 weeks. That's how I'm on it. That's how I feel about it. Beautiful. Beautiful. 2 week wait is perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's cut, it's splitting just like it's fully dry, like it's seasoned. It's splitting like it's seasoned, and it's not. Come on now. How do you argue with this? And this is a $70 axe. A $70 axe splitting like it's a $200 to $700 axe. Hardwood splitting like it's softwood. Come on now. Let's get it. Let's find a bigger round. Let's find a nice size round. Let's find something formidable. So you don't think I'm just out here picking and choosing. That's a formidable round. That's a formidable round right there. Come on now. I'm not picking and choosing. I'm not picking and choosing. I'm not picking and choosing, folks. Come on now. Come out here like Thor with my hammer. Come out here to put in work. Hit that like and subscribe button now. Come out here to put in work. All right now. Beautiful. Beautiful. I come out here to make a mess. Oh. All right, we skipped off it. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens. I'm not perfect with the accuracy. Not yet. I'm decent. Not perfect. All right. Let's get it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now sometimes I struggle with wanting to bust this down even more. This is perfect. It's a good burner. It's just going to take a couple years to dry. Sometimes I'm like, I want to bust it down more. Come on now. This is too easy. This is not difficult work. Come on, light work, light work, light work. Finger roll, light work. Mm-hmm. Yep. I think I want to hit this one again. I think I see two pieces I want to bust down one more time. And I don't got too much pride where I can't lay them down. Some people don't want to lay them down. Pride comes before the fall. I don't mind laying them down. Come on now. What we talking about? What we talking about in the chat? All right. No sound. No sound? You serious? I like it. I have some advice that might help you take a bicycle inner tube and wrap around the logs and then split it instead of the pieces flying out if you have to pick it up to make the splits when take it off. Okay. Okay. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. No sound. Y'all serious? No sound? Oh, man. I got to double check the mics. We got to double check the mics. All right. Y'all got to let me know. Somebody said no sound. All right. So we checking microphones now. No sound. We got the microphone right here. Okay. Put the microphone back in the case. No sound. Sound is 5 by 5. All right. It's been working for 5 minutes straight. Okay. There is now. Okay. So you got sound. Y'all got sound. I just need to verify y'all got sound. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear me? No. Sound working? Yes or no? Good or no good? There it is. All right. I can hear you. Okay, good, 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 good. I appreciate y'all for letting me know, okay? Because I don't know. For some reason, like I got different ones. For some reason, these mics be going out, and I don't want to turn anybody off because you can't hear what I'm talking about. Be talking my you know, for trying to keep it family centric, but talk my stuff. But we definitely talk, you know, as I learn, I pass on the information. I'm not an expert. I'm just a man splitting wood for his family. But these rounds right here are 2 weeks from being cut. I only want to cut rounds that have been split at least 2 weeks out. All right, they're still green wood, but I only if they're less than 2 weeks, I'd rather let them sit. 2 weeks, I'm great with that because I can do stuff like that. Just split a log, bust it in half, bust a round off the side, doesn't matter. I prefer to chip off the side, but I don't mind getting at the center if it's been sitting for 2 weeks. It makes a huge difference. For anybody that doesn't know, all right, this is oak, this is hardwood, and that difference in waiting that 2 weeks, I'm amazed, man. All right, I can come out here and just like, oh, I'm just gonna go 35-40% today. You know, I don't want to go too hard. You know, if I was doing some strength training, I'm feeling a little sore, I'm just like, all right, just want to come out for a little bit of cardio. You know, I don't want to do too much. I just want to keep the body moving. I just want to feel good. I just want to get the heart rate going. I can come out here and feel like, you know, I can go 35%. Why? I'm just cutting hardwood. I'm just cutting oak. But it's been sitting for 2 weeks, so it's okay. That 2 weeks makes all the difference. All the difference. All right. We got a little skinnier round. We got some white oak right here, skinnier round, but it's got some knots in it. So let's give it a go. See, it's not about the size of the round. Sometimes they be knotted. All right. Sometimes they're knotted. One more. Whew. Count this one. Count it. Count it. Gotta count it. But sometimes they're knotted. They get like that sometimes. Sometimes the little skinny ones that, like, ooh, they get you. Get out my way. Come on now. Not playing with them, though. I did not come out here to play with no rounds. Come on. Count it. Come on now. All right. I'm going to take this one to hell right here. Get out my way. Count it. Count it. All right. We did not come out here to play games. Came out here to split logs, split rounds. All right. I'm gonna stack my cord of wood. So even when the sunlight goes away, I come out here. I bring out the headlamp, and I just like to clear my mind before I go in the house to the family anything I've been like having on my mind, you know, something that's frustrating or whatever the case may be, I come out here and get to it. I come out here, feel like I'm bringing the Thor's hammer out here and coming from the high heavens with it, nailing that axe right through my log, right into the base piece, and meaning it, being intentional, swinging it with conviction, and that just makes me feel good on the inside, like like man business. But yeah, I'll come out here afterwards, after I'm done splitting, filming, and just stack my rounds, make my cord. Because what really makes me feel good is looking at my accomplishments, my sense of at enough wood to heat my home for the year. That's currency right there. If y'all can see that behind me, that's currency. I know I can. My family's not gonna go without heat. My family is not gonna like go cold. Looking at because of the work that I put in. That's what I feel good as a man. As a man, you know, being a guider and provider, protector, and everything. You know. All right now. Get it. And I don't need motivation, man. You got to become a man that can motivate himself. I got a problem. I be gassing myself up, man. I gas myself up, man. I'm self-motivated. You know, become purpose-driven. Motivation comes and goes, man. Got to have a sense of purpose. That's split. Count it. Count it. Got to have a purpose, man. Got to drive you, keep you going. Like, man, be days where like, I feel tired. I don't feel like doing it. You're down. You know, you ain't have a good day. You ain't have enough hours of sleep. I'll come out here off of 4 hours of sleep, working a 12, 14-hour day, and come out here, gas up, man. Like, damn, gas up. Why? Somebody asked me, like, man, what you take? I didn't take nothing. I'm gassed about the fact that somebody else is not. I'm different. I don't know, man. I be making up reasons in my mind, you know, for motivation to keep me going. Plus, I enjoy this. They say, you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. I say it again. You love what you do, you never work a day in your life. But for energy, because you can, like, adrenaline can keep you going. Being motivated, energy, you know, the mental can keep push you through something where physically you didn't have the energy to keep going. But there was something in you that pushed through. You know, you ever seen somebody like in a fight, like he might have been up against somebody that was physically superior, physically a better, more skilled, but he had the will, and his will beat the will of the other man. The other man got to a point where he's like, I can't. I threw everything I have at this man. He didn't stop. He just won't stop. Just won't stop. Yeah, that right there. That just won't stop. He just won't stop. I give up. The other man gives up because the other man just won't stop. That's what I'm talking about. You know? I'm out here cutting wood sometimes, man, and I'll be somebody else. They're getting towards the tail end of what they're doing. For me, you ever see me split wood and make a cord towards the tail end? I turn up. You know, I get motivated. Man, what we talking about? What we talking about on this Saturday evening? All right. Let's see. I think the relative humidity affects the drying process. Okay. All right. I'm in New Jersey. I don't know how that factors in more or less. All right. You can also cut oak, set it, cut side down, opposite of the way it grows. Let it go for 2 weeks. You will be amazed how dry it is after doing that. Okay. Noted. Bill Clancy. Appreciate it. Noted. All right. Motivation is for volleyball, rugby, and soccer teams. Let's go. Get it. Don't stop. All right. Get it. Get it. It's a force of nature versus an immovable object. Okay. I appreciate that, man. That's commenting on that and just understands what I'm talking about. All right. You know, I think it's something in a man too. You know, not to get sexist or nothing, but I don't know that that's uh, a sentiment that a woman necessarily embodies. I can't speak for women. Cannot. You know? Tipped them. You know? Oh, shit. Oh, hell no. Y'all should have seen that. Damn. Y'all ain't seen that, man. I split that wood, man. There's so many carpenter ants in there. It's crazy. They all over the ground, man. It was like 100,000 carpenter ants, man. Y'all missed it. They scattered like roaches, boy. Damn. It's all good. It's all good. Hit that like and subscribe button, man. Because them things bite. I ain't gonna lie, them things bite. Carpenter ants, man. I done been bit several times. They bite. All right. And I should have known, because the type of piece, man, it was like a little bit hollowed out in the center. I should have knew. I should have known. All right, next time. All right. Don't play with them carpenter ants. Queen ones are like 10 times the size of the ones I just showed you. Them things are scary looking sometimes, man. Bossing, do what we came to do. So when I see those holes and them carpenter ants in there, my thing be like, all right, well, we gotta bust up that home. We gotta open that up, not give them a home to nest in. Let the air dry that out. Come on now. Stay on task. Do what we came to do. It's a bunch in here too. Come on now. Get up out my wood. Get up out my wood now. Get up out my wood now. Come on now. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. Get up out of there. Yeah. Yeah, you can't live there. Not there. You cannot live there. There's a bunch in there. They're everywhere. Man. Just don't want them to bite me. They ain't gonna kill you. They like bee stings, man. You ever been bit by a carpenter ant? It's like a bee sting almost. I guess it depends on you getting bit by the right one. All right? Work. We came out here to work. Not here to pussyfoot around. That's what we came to do. Put the women and children to bed and go looking for dinner. That's part of my task for the day. That's part of my chores. You know? It's just what I gotta do. The wife knows. I let her know. Man, whatever we gotta do for the day, I'm coming outside and busting up my wood. You know, that has to happen. You gotta get out the way. Like, you know, we do what we do. Take the kids to the park, do all that good stuff, but I gotta bust up my wood. What time you plan on being done? Because I gotta bust up my wood. Now this is a nasty looking piece. Ain't gonna lie, this one's an awkward piece. So I'm gonna attack it the best way I know how. It's an awkward cut. So we're just gonna do what we're gonna do. All right? You know, how would you attack that piece? I don't know. I'm gonna aim for these splits and try to, you know, hit it on par with the splits. Just keep cracking at it. I know I'm not gonna get it on the first or second try. Just keep getting after it. And it might be knotty too. Might be a knotty piece in there. Alright, we're gonna lay it down. See what we get. Whew. This is tough. We're gonna have to bring out the maul. Alright. We're gonna bring out the maul for this one. Alright. I need a 2-minute bathroom break. I'm coming back out. I gotta get after that piece. That piece is not gonna get the best of me. Not tonight. Not tonight. All right, I'm back. I'm human. I'm still human. Even though I might not look like it. Still human. All right, we back. All right, so this is one of those situations where you might want to bring out the maul. This is a tough one right here. All right, it looks like white oak. This is one of those situations where this axe, which is my preference in operating a wood handle axe, but this ain't getting it. It's just not getting it. All right, we gotta unbury this axe right here. So that's gonna be a task. I'm gonna take this axe out, and then we're gonna get at this piece with the maul. Because sometimes, and it's really because of how I cut it. This is like an awkward cut. It was like a branch off of a bigger branch, and I had to cut it from the side in case, because I didn't want to cut another awkward piece. So one of the pieces had to be awkward. It is what it is. Let's get this axe off of here. Come on. There we go. Get off my axe. First and foremost. And then sit still. Let's see what we do with the maul. Chip the piece off. Chip the piece off. See what we do with the maul. And just work my way down that same line. Just keep working my way down that line. Come on now. Keep working. Keep working. It's a piece right here, man. Damn, a piece chipped off this log and jumped in my gorilla cart. Oh man. It ain't budging. This is a tough one here. It's just like one of those pieces, just like I was just talking about. You got something that just won't quit, just won't stop. Let's try it again from the top. Yeah, sometimes you gotta change up the game plan. Oh, it's a tough one. You know, I think conventional wisdom will tell you, or tell me, man, get the chainsaw, chop off that awkward piece, and then split it flat, because it splits better. You know, I'm gonna be hard-headed a little bit longer. Be hard-headed a little bit longer. Oh no, it's knotty in there. That's part of the problem too. It's not just an awkward cut. It's awkward cut and it's knotty. Yeah, no. At some point, it's just not smart. It's not even a thing of will now. It's so solid in there. It's just not smart to keep getting after it the way I'm getting after it. Let's throw this to the side. Yeah, man, that log got unfinished business. Yeah, man, that log got unfinished business. I got to come back and see him tomorrow. Bring out that Husky, that Husqvarna chainsaw. Yeah, man, that log got unfinished business for sure. All right, that's what it should have did. Got out my way. Now I got to bring out the big guns for it. Should have just got out my way. Now we're gonna go stack some wood. We're gonna go stack that cord now. Let's finish this one last piece and let's go stack some wood. Let's go stack some wood. See how we doing. Show you what I'm doing. Show you what I'm into. Okay? Got like and subscribe button. Like and subscribe now. All right, let's go. Y'all see what we got going on. All this wood right here, right? And we got cords of wood. And we got all this wood right here. Got a lot of rounds to get through. But we got these 3 cords right here. Okay? Now, we got these 3 cords. So what do we do now? I want to make another cord. What am I going to do? What's the game plan? How do I stack it like that? How do I make it to where it's just going to be freestanding and not fall over? Okay? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay? So, my thing is, what I like to do, I like to start stacking it a little bit first. I like to stay off the corners. For me, my preference, I'm not telling you how all wood needs to be stacked. I like to stay off the corners because I'm going to use that PVC coated welded wire fence to hook under these corners of the pallets. Okay? So I can stack to where it'll stay, but staying off the 4 corners. And then, once I got a little bit stacked, because I just like to get a little bit of a head start, and then I hit it with the PVC coated welded wire fencing like I got right here. And this is what we're going to use to wrap our cords with. All right, I use this for my garden fencing for growing my vegetables and fruit trees and fruit shrubs. So, and this has been keeping out the deer, but this is going to keep our wood nice and steady and stable to where it's not going to be falling all over the ground. Because we must keep the wood off the ground or the wood gets rotted, right? So let's do it. All right, let's stack some wood. We got rounds right here. And we kind of just like Legos, man. You know, you ain't got to be a mathematician. You don't have to be some type of scholar to stack this the right way. Just stack it in a way that makes sense. Don't come over and just do this. Don't do that goofy shit right there. And then just keep doing that. That's not a full cord, and somebody's going, that's not respectable, man. I'll just say that. All right? Stack it in a way that looks good. It makes sense. You're filling in gaps. Don't be goofy. All right? That's one thing I'm not into, man. As a man that you know, you want to be taken serious, take pride in your work. Don't come over here and do goofy, man. Don't be lazy, don't be goofy. You know, you want to be a man of pride. Like, man, I respect what you did. I respect what you know, you want to be one of those gentlemen, one of those fellas that somebody can look at you and say, man, I respect him. You know, I respect what you did. That was honorable. You know, they don't have to necessarily fear you, but they respect you. That's the goal. Now, if they fear you, that's a plus. You know, but you want to be respected nonetheless. All right, and I got a ton of wood right here. And I'm just coming over with it. You know, you can't see me every second of the way, but we stacking this wood and we stacking it in the way that we're getting it off the ground. We don't want this wood getting moldy, attracting all these critters, termites, carpenter ants, and then you bring this stuff in your home, and now you got this stuff, these pests and insects and stuff all in the home, man, crawling in your bed, on your dinner table. You don't want that. You don't need that, you know. So we just, you know, we stacking this wood, and like I said, in a way that makes sense, man. It's not rocket science. You don't have to be a nuclear physicist to stack wood. Just don't be dumb. You know? And I'm not saying like I'm an expert. Not an expert, man. But you see what I got stacked here. It don't look crazy. It looks like, all right, I respect what he got going on. That's what it looks like, right? I'm being presumptuous, but that's reasonable. Okay. Let's see. If you have an anaphylactic reaction from it's all bad, all right, I'm the bigger branch. Okay. What's going on? Just stacking this wood, stacking this cord, all right? And I'm stacking it up. I'm almost to the point where I'm about to wrap this welded wire fence around now. I like to get a little head start. It's just how I like to do it. Not saying you gotta do it this way. Not saying this is the best way. This is a way. This is my way. This is how I like to do it. I don't see people doing it this way. I just do it how it makes sense to me. Okay? If you got a better way, clue me in. You know? Just doing this makes sense for me. All right, so this is cool enough. Let me put one more piece right here in the front. It's cool enough. Let's wrap this PVC coated welded wire fencing around here. All right. I just like to get a little bit of a head start because when I wrap it around, I like to clasp it a little bit in the front, and it makes it a lot more tedious to having to keep reach all the way down to start it and start it real perfect. So I just like a little bit of a head start. That's all. It's just preference, my preference. Don't have to be that way. All right, so right here, so I'm starting to get towards the end of this row of PVC coated welded wire fencing, and when I start getting towards the center of the row, it starts to get harder to unroll it because it's tighter and tighter and tighter. So it's going to be a lot more awkward to wrap this. It's always been awkward because I've always been doing it by myself. I don't have help. I'm just a man out here trying to fend for himself and his family. All right. So I'm doing the best I can. And like I said, it's going to look a little bit awkward. I say goofy. This shit looks goofy as hell. But I know how I like it done. All right. So I'm going to do it how I feel and see fit. All right. So I got that one corner. I like to nail that one corner on there. And if I can keep this nice and tight as I wrap around, that'd be great. All right, so now we're gonna unroll, keep unrolling, and bend around this next corner. Nice and tight. And I like to get 2 rungs under that pallet. There we go, tucked. We got 2 corners done. Let's just keep rolling, tuck and roll. And like I said, this gets tougher and tougher. Hopefully I got enough. Oh man, I don't know if I got enough. Hopefully we're getting close. It's gonna be down to the wire. Like I said, 2 rungs under there. Nice and kick it under. All right, we're gonna be cutting it close. And guess what? If I don't have enough, I'll just go get another piece of fencing from somewhere else. I got other rolls, and then I'll just close the gap with the rest. But no, we're gonna have enough. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. All right. Tuck this last corner. Bingo. Under. There we go. All right. So as I finish unrolling the rest of this, I want to try to get it as straight as I can. And because it's so rolled up tight, I'm gonna have to do some bending on this to keep it straight and lock it in. We actually have a little bit extra. We're gonna overshoot on this. If I didn't have so much, I would actually, I still might actually cut it. I'm gonna cut it a little bit short. We got about a foot extra. We got about a foot more than we need. All right, because it's just gonna make it really awkward when I go to load it, because when I have this over here and there's so much overlap that it's gonna be hard for me to keep opening this up. It's gonna come loose when I go to fill it. So I'm gonna get the wire cutters and I'm gonna whack it maybe like right here. All right, so yeah, we got a little extra. I wasn't sure if we were gonna make it. We got extra. All right, we got extra, ladies and gentlemen. We made it. All right, so I'm gonna get my wire cutters from my shed here. And we gotta make a cut. We gotta adjust, we gotta pivot. All right. Everything don't go as planned in life. But we got extra, and it's better to have and not need than to need and not have, right? All right, so I'm gonna go by the fencing right here and see, all right, how much extra we gonna have, how much extra we gonna need, and I'm gonna whack from right here. Let's go by this line right here. Bingo. Let's see what we cut. Okay, and I'm gonna go up this whole line the whole way. And we're gonna whack this piece off. I got my wire cutters, lock cutters, whatever you want to call them. It'll do both. It's what I use. It gets the job done. No problem. All right, so I don't want this to slip off, so I'm gonna try to clamp this with my foot and just keep going up this line right here. Like I said, it's my process. It'll look a little goofy. It's not perfect, but it works. If it didn't, you wouldn't see 4 cords stacked right here, right on camera, right in your face. That's how you know it works. You see the proof right here in front of you. So I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not selling you a dream. That's how I get it done. As a man doing it himself. You know, you get at least one more person's help. This process goes a lot quicker. It's a lot easier. All right, I'm almost done. One more cut. All right, so it's that extra foot or so. Just cut that off. We don't need that. Now, I'm gonna put that other piece on this piece on the inside, and the other piece that we started with on the outside. We're gonna clasp it a few times at the bottom. Make sure we got 2 rungs under here, 2 rungs on this side, and let's get to work. Clasp where we need to clasp at. All right, I like to call it button up. Let's button this up right here. Okay. Button him up. Button up. That's it. And that piece on the inside, it's still a little bit, it's still curled in a little bit. So it's not fully straightened out yet. I can straighten it out, or I can make some cuts on the inside piece and clasp it. All right. I don't want to cave it in, so I'm going to keep up with the same line, because when we start filling it up more, it may start to expand out a little bit. So I just want to make sure I keep that same line where I'm clasping up right here. Try to keep that same line all the way up. It's easy to go outside the line, whether making it wider or making it skinnier, where there's no wood at yet. So just try to stay with that same line if you're doing it the way that I'm doing it. All right. It's not super difficult. All right, and try not to go too fast or too high above where you're clasped at, because you still want room to be able to fill it. All right. So now it's time to fill some more. So now we have our base perimeter. So now you see we have our baseline, right? You can see what it's supposed to look like. It may be hard to tell, but you can kind of see what it's supposed to look like now. All right. So now we start stacking, and we have, you know, something for a baseline, a perimeter for it to not go outside of. So now we can be a little bit quicker with where we stack. You still want to be intentional, but we can move a little bit quicker. I'm going to just drop some pieces here. All right. And we're filling gaps. Sometimes I need to fill something in the back like that, which I wasn't away. But if there's gaps back there, we want to fill gaps and then still be as uniform as we can. Make it look nice and neat. Make it look like we care. All right. We don't want to be sloppy. We want to be professional. All right. Because for me, this is practice for when I start selling. I'm not selling this right here. This is for the house, but who knows? All right. Maybe somebody might see what I have in the yard one day. Like, yo, I seen you got 20 cords back there, man. I'm in desperate need. Can I buy? I need to buy 10 of those cords, man. Can I buy some? Well, you got $1,600? Yeah, man, I got the $1,600, man. Can I get those 4 cords? Shit, man, come get them. Come get them. They wasn't for sale, but you got 1,600. Man, you can come get these right now. And they seasoned. And I stacked them appropriately, right? So, in my mind, like I said, this isn't for sale. It's really just practice for when I start selling it, but this is for the home. And I just want this stuff stacked up neat, out the way, not being a mess in the yard, you know, because I got people that can see where this wood is at right now. You know, although I got a decent amount of land to work with, but people can still see where this wood is at right here. People can still see this. They can't see, you know, back into the yard. They can't see the garden, can't see the fruit trees, can't see all that other stuff, but they can see the wood right there. The wood is kind of blocking a lot of the stuff that's back there, which I'm not mad at that neither. People start seeing, you know, a lot of the fruit trees and what I got growing on. I'm not mad. People like to stop. They like to ask questions like, what are you growing, man? People are interested, man. We got about 40 fruit trees now, and more coming this year. I got more coming. I got more in the works, more planned. I'm propagating trees. So, yeah, man. By the end of this year, I'm looking to be at least about 60 fruit trees. Some of them are already producing fruit right now. You know, it's about the long vision. You know, I don't know what the future holds, man, but if I can create an environment to where I'm not so much in need of big ag, consuming fruit where if somebody asks me like, how was that fruit farmed? Is it really organic? What's in it? How was it grown? Where was it grown? If I can't answer those questions, man, it should get you second guessing, what you're consuming. You're giving it to your kids and you're like, okay, well, how was it grown? Where was it farmed? What chemicals were used? Are you sure that they don't use all these chemicals that make, people sterile and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not trying to instill, I'm not trying to fear monger, but there is a level of reality of like, most of us don't know where our food comes from. You maybe see a label on the stuff and just have to trust what that label says. They say they didn't spray something harmful on it, if they even say that. Do you believe it? Do you trust it? You know what I mean? You see every day your government lies to you. If your own government lies to you, what makes you think another government won't lie to you? Another country, or man. Anyways, the point is, if you can source your own stuff, man, you can grow your own food. I encourage it. That's just where I'm coming from, man. That's how I'm holding it. I like my kids being able to know, not that we have to, not that we're so destitute that we can't go to the grocery store and buy food, because we can. But it's about preference and want and need. I want to be able to have my kids to go out to the backyard and be able to pick their own fruits and vegetables. I want to be able to teach them to grow their own food. When I was in school, they didn't teach us how to grow food. I didn't like that. As I get older now and learning, I want to pass this. This is like a parent passing down the trade of, you have one parent that's a plumber or an HVAC technician. They teaching their son, a mechanic teaching their daughter. I'm teaching both my kids how to grow their own food, how to heat their own home, how to source wood and chop wood and cut wood and, create your own energy. So that's just where I'm on it. Like I said, man, this is not a judgment passed on anybody else. It's just where I'm at with mine. And not that I'm trying to be Amish or take it back to the Stone Age and just be so rudimentary with my thinking and such, because that's not really where I'm at neither. I just want to, for me, it's just about being able to do the basics. Because I think we get so caught up in technology and so normalized with technology that we forget the basics. You see, I'm hearing kids today can't write cursive or can't do certain things, can't add, can't spell, because you're so reliant on technology that you don't have the basics. Chop wood, like, what do you mean chop wood? What does wood do? How you going to use wood? What good is wood? You might hear kids talk like that. Wood? What you mean? Trees? What I'm gonna do with trees? Man, you like to eat, right? You like heat, right? You like to sleep good, right? You like light, right? So I just want to, for me and mine, we're still on the basics, man. My son see me outside. Every time he see me outside, he's like, I want to go outside and chop wood with Dada. When I get older, Dada's going to teach me how to use an axe. Yes, sir. Yes, son. Dada's going to teach you how to use an axe. Dada's going to teach you how to do all this stuff. And he's already learning. So he's already seeing it. He's growing up in it. That is normal for him. So, yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at, man. And you kind of see the program, man. You see what's going on. So you can see how this is not difficult. You see what I got? Like, it's just about repetition right here. Good work, brother. Okay. Yeah, at this point, we don't know what's in our food anymore or our water. Everything's contaminated for sure. So right where I live, I got well water. You know, not that I'm completely entrusting in that, but I can get that tested and kind of more or less kind of control my area, what's in the well water. More than I trust that more than I trust city water. All right, what kind of chainsaw you use, brother? I got a Husky. Got a Husqvarna chainsaw 455 Rancher. All right, that's the chainsaw I'm using right now. I mean, it's less than 10 feet away. If you want to see it, I'll bring it out if you want to see it. But yeah, the Husqvarna 455 Rancher, full skip chain. After using that full skip chain, I won't run any other chain besides a full skip chain now. If you don't know, you haven't ran a full skip chain, man, try it out. That was a game changer for me. And I haven't been using it that long. But once I started using it, once I used it that first time, I saw the difference. Huge difference. Full skip chain. So that's the chainsaw I'm running. Husqvarna 455 Rancher, full skip chain. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. So I got a lot of logs to cut. I'm gonna get back to the chainsaw work because I toggle back and forth between the chainsaw work and the axe work, splitting logs, man. I really enjoy splitting the logs with the axe, maybe more so than the chainsaw. The chainsaw is cool. It's got to get done. It's not really tough work. It's just work that needs to be done. And to go on a tangent for a minute, I was just watching videos today about people making briquettes. Is anybody familiar with making briquettes out of chainsaw, the chainsaw dust and cardboard or paper? All right, the sawdust. Is anybody familiar about using that sawdust and cardboard and or paper, maybe even coffee grinds, soaking it in water, mixing it up, and then squeezing it out, making briquettes? I just ordered a briquette maker, so I'm gonna do a video live or maybe even both on making briquettes for burning briquettes in the wood burning stove, because what I'm burning right here, what I'm cutting right here, I'm not gonna be able to burn for maybe 2 years. So I'm going to be sourcing dry wood, and I'm also going to be making briquettes because I'm always ordering stuff from Amazon or getting packages, getting junk mail, and a lot of that stuff can be recycled, reused, because it's biomass, and no sense in sending it to landfills if we can reuse that. I'm big on like zero waste. So if I can I run a predominantly zero waste system here with so much compost, and we compost damn near everything. So as much as I can use and reuse, I'm going to reuse, put it back into the ground, and give back to Mother Earth, because the more you give back to the earth and put it back into the ground becomes so much, like, so more nutrient rich, that it gives abundance in quality vegetables and fruit. And if you grow your own food, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know the difference. So I had trouble growing food in the ground, and I just wasn't getting good fruit. I was really sucky fruit and vegetables, until I started learning compost and started learning about giving back nutrients. And once I learned that and just seeing the difference, I never grew in a container again. I don't grow in containers no more. I don't want to. I'm just so much about giving back to the ground, giving back to Mother Nature. I cut my grass, I cut my lawn, and I don't spray pesticides. So I cut my lawn, I put it in the compost. We got trees around here, oak trees, maple trees, holly trees, dogwood trees. my vegetables just so nutrient rich, so colorful, so vibrant, so tasty. You can taste it. In tune with nature, nature will always be able to give you more than you can take from nature. And that's my message, man. Get back to nature, and nature's gonna get back to you tenfold. Okay, let's keep stacking this wood. Let's get to work. I'm probably not gonna finish this on camera, man. I don't want to hold you all night, man. I just want to, what I'm doing. I'm gonna come out here early in the morning. Like I said, I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna open up the tent, and I'm gonna bring a wood burner stove in the tent, and hopefully I can keep the smoke from drafting out. But we're gonna light that tent, and I'm gonna cook breakfast in the morning. I'll open up the tent, come out here in the morning, and I'm gonna make my hole in my tent. I'm gonna put my tent jack on, and then fix that up, and then we're gonna run that tent stove. Bring out some wood, load it up, and see how we do. Maybe cook some bacon, and eggs, some bacon, egg, and cheese, and some avocado. And we're gonna have a nice little breakfast in the morning in our tent. Probably keep the tent open. I don't have a carbon monoxide detector, but yeah. So I mean, you get the point right here. So as I start to get up here more and more, then I just class again, button this up. I'm using this welded wire to wrap around itself. Okay, take another one, wrap around itself, and I'm just going up the line right here. Boom. I don't need zip ties or any of that, and that's it. You see what you see my program. You see what I got going on here, and just keep stacking and just filling in gaps like Legos. Like Tetris. This is Tetris for me. Anybody that's you a 80s baby, you know what Tetris is. All right, but this is what's going on, man. I'm only stacking the wood for the night, and after I turn off the camera, I'm come out here and just still come out here, clear my head, throw on the music, or an audio book, something I can learn from, and just come out here and get busy. And in the morning, we'll come out here, lay out a tarp, and just get more in tune with nature, and just I'm going to simulate being out there in the wilderness, in the woods, and we're going to light the tent stove, and I'm going to bring out the cast iron pan, and I'm going to make my breakfast. Come out here, make my breakfast in the tent, and pretend I'm out here in the wilderness. That's what I'm going to do in the morning, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we're going to stick to it, man. I just want to have the basics. Can I survive? If whatever happens, can I survive? If I can survive, if I got the skills, I can teach it to my son, teach it to my wife, teach it to my kids, and if we got to take up, grab the tents, we out of here. Put it in the car, put the tents in the car, put the first aid kit in the car, put our food in the car, we out. We got to go. Bring the guns. Guns is a must. Get the guns, get the tents, get our communication. Let's go. We're out. Get our food. We're out. Gather up. We're out. We know what to do. We can survive. I know how to hunt. I know how to keep warm. I know how to source wood. You feel me? Keep the wood burning stove. We're good, man. I feel good that we can take care of ourselves, whatever the case may be, man. I feel good, man. Backyard Lumberjack, man. I appreciate y'all. Tap in, hit that like and subscribe button, man. I'll see you on the next one. I'm gonna be out here tomorrow with that tent and that wood burning stove, man. Y'all have a good night.